We're already in the chat.
All right.
Good evening and welcome to another edition of African Americans Ain't Africans, the talk show that proves without a shadow of a doubt that the so-called African American didn't find his way to America in the trunk of a ship. I'm your host, the Indigenous One. And as everyone should know by now, this weekend is the new year for us. Now, I know many people celebrate New Year in the dead of winter, but New Year is celebrated when new leaves start to form on a tree. You have to look up your own way, your own purpose, your own reason for being on this planet to know what new means. And not to let somebody tell you what it means, and then they tell you their New Year's is your New Year's. That's the way the African American does it. Indigenous people, you get on the time clock of the earth. This is why African Americans don't have no holidays. This is why the African American don't have no calendar, because they always do what they boss tell them to do, nothing else. And then we'll get mad and start crying when they find out these facts. Well, tonight, you're going to talk to the chief of the Kitawah, Aliboma Kitawahs. They're having the New Year celebration this weekend, and all that are invited to attend. And Red Chief is going to talk to you about the importance of why we have to have our own days, our own holidays, live by our own rules. Stop living how other people tell us to live, or stop trying to live how other people live, because those people ain't you. You're the indigenous people of America, and you're letting foreigners come over here and pimp you like a So, without any further ado, Red Chief from the Alabama Kitawah. Red Chief, what's happening?
Peace, brother. Hey, greetings, Halito, Matu, and all the good greetings to everyone out there in the chat room and watching from their homes or businesses or whatever. I thank you for, again, my brother, for allowing me to bring information to help you educate people. That's what it's all about.
Brother, explain to us what the New Year is and what its significance is to us.
Well, it's because the planet is universal. The renewing. We live, I try to keep it real simple. We live fast forward. And it's the renewing, especially on this side of the hemisphere, where everything, even us human beings, are in a state of renewal, renewed energy, growth, which we know that happens all the time. When I was a Christian preacher, I used to use this analogy when I would teach and say, if collard greens come back every year and I was a Christian, why you think you ain't gonna come back? You follow me?
Yes.
Hey, it is what it is, because it ain't been no 1,000 years ago that it's been in my lifetime. Springtime. I think I shared with you before that I could not tell time on a watch or a clock till I was in the 5th or 6th grade, I recall, because we worked and we told, and then nothing has changed. We told by solar time. You ever heard of solar time?
No, brother. Why don't you explain to us what that is?
All right, solar time is telling time by the sky, by the sun, the moon. You know, we got a lot of people who study astrology and study astronomy and all of that, but our people, our ancestors was all of that. We have so many talents. I mean, to be a farmer, let me break it down simple. I love to share information simply. A farmer, he's a mathematician, a scientist, manual labor. He's everything rolled up in one. You got to have the right soil preparation. You got to the right plants. You got to put the right chemicals in the plants to kill other plants from poisoning and killing your crops, or whatever you're growing. But getting back to the springtime, that's the renewal of the planet. As people, as these words we talk about dying. Well, you could say the planet is dying. Everything wither up. Look, we in what they call the winter solstice, and we're coming into the spring equinox. And a lot of people don't know what that means because they, I'm not going to complain, but the educational system, that compulsory educational system we keep sending our kids to, that ain't working, huh? It ain't working. Oh, I went to high school. After I got to ninth grade, everything I learned as an adult, I was through. I ain't learned nothing in high school because I'm a 60 teenager. You follow me?
Yes.
And I wasn't interested in school because it was foreign to me. You know what I'm saying? It was naturally foreign. English. I don't speak good English now, and never really. You want to be able to communicate to people, because I've been on both sides of the coin. When I was a younger man, I was raised. When I became a person at 3 years old, when I knew I was just living human being capable of thought, trying to figure out, I was almost 3 years old, and I was in Chicago, Illinois. And we lived in Chicago till my mother just got fed up with the city and told my father in 1962, take me home. She had got robbed 3 times, working night cleaning Tasty Freeze truck for, if anybody know in the cities what a Tasty Freeze truck is. That's what they used to call it. And that's an ice cream truck. Huh?
Right.
But guess what? This is in the 50s, late 50s and 60s. In Chicago, they was robbing the businesses and locking employees up in the coolest deal. Ain't nothing to do, huh?
Right.
You follow me?
Oh, of course.
But anyway, getting back to, so I moved to Alabama, and when my mother moved us back here in the early 60s, it was a culture shock to me. The animals running around dirt road. Barefooted. Because in the city, as you said, you share that information all the time that we shouldn't be on so much concrete. We shouldn't be in the house all the time because that's vitamin D deficiency right there. You ain't getting no sunlight. Huh?
Check.
So getting back to that, so we moved down here, and I was introduced to the South, the way our people actually live, not in the concrete jungle of Chicago. You follow me?
Yes.
And getting back to spring, because when I was a little boy, you had chores in your house, and depending on what the occupation of farming or raising hogs, or you ever heard this term pup wooden puck? Pup, P-U-L-P. I got a southern twang. Pup. They say everybody had a pup wood truck. You ever heard that term, Karen?
Yes, I have.
That means that, hey, every family had their own truck to cut timber and make money.
Right.
And we knew when to cut timber, we knew like now it's the time we burn the fields off. You know what I'm saying? To keep the bugs down and the regrowth. Because we part of Mother Nature, right?
Right.
So we have our part too. So getting back to the spring, everything is renewed. That's our new year. Always been our new year.
Yes.
But I kind of like, we talk about we don't try to get caught up in that one emotion that we stuck on, and that's that feelings. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Let's get the especially growing food. I can remember when I met you almost a decade ago. I even got something in those, but we're gonna grow this and we're gonna do this. We were planning, we still planning.
Right.
And now I have people within the nation that are professional farmers, vegetarians, all type of skills, and we coming together to celebrate this renewing of the energy, the planet, everything on it.
Right.
And is Pat on yet?
No.
He's not on. Okay, but because I wanted him to, I'm like the simple guy. I know a little science and technology, but Pat is my go-to guy, to break it down scientifically what all this means to us. I'm kind of like a Rick Moon. I try to keep it simple. You know what I'm saying?
We definitely need brothers and sisters to keep it simple. This is the Vita caller is saying she just got her soil together in my buckets and growing plants. She gonna start growing her plants after the full moon. So that's what you were talking about, knowing how to calculate, count, and all that stuff what farmers do.
Well, Benjamin Banneker, the brother, that designed Washington D.C. and the farmer, almanacs, and because they watch, we look up. See, people don't look up no more, and it bothers me. You follow me?
Pisses me the fuck off.
Yeah, they don't. We were taught. If you ask me who taught me how to, what a Big Dipper was, what a Little Dipper was, what a Milky Way, I was not taught that in school. When we went to school, we already knew that. You got, like I say, I didn't tell time until I was in the 6th grade because we didn't need to tell time. I can remember I got my little, the first time I really got a watch, I think, when I went to Air Force, when Timex, everybody wanted to get Timex. Anyway, but I don't wear a watch. After I retired, 15, however long I've been retired, I took the watch off. Even, me and you spoke about daylight saving time. Now, this is the energy that we're living in 2021. So you remember when I told you I wasn't going to turn my clocks. I wasn't going to adjust my clocks, right?
Right.
So, and because I don't want to get caught up in their energy. You better, control, because we got, let me say this, we got powerful women. They the key. I see Sister Lisa Ackermack up there, and I'm just waiting to meet her. And about how talking about the new year. I think I mentioned you about cotton. Cotton is very important. You follow me?
Check.
Cotton is very important, and I could remember some people. Some younger people and some older people that lived in the cities had never touched cotton. You follow me? So, when they come down, I'm like, come on out in this field. They say, we can go out there. I say, I own all the land. Come on. And pull that cotton, because that's who we are.
Right.
Look, all of my female relatives, ancestors, when they got past 80, what color would they have? They look like a cotton stalk with that little cotton afro or however they had their hair. You follow me?
Right.
It's simple.
Right.
So we're going to celebrate here. It's a private, it's a private, because the indigenous, we're going to have to, whatever, I like to keep close to the term that's closer to the legal terms they call us by. Yeah, we know, something, but none of the Afro-American, none of that stuff. And I'm favorable. You know that to Negro. I love the word Negro because that's what I was raised with. And You know, I don't like so much color, you know, because I'm not color.
Right.
I'm a human being. I'm not black. I'm not white. I'm not yellow. I'm not none of them hues.
Right. Right.
So getting back to cotton. Let me run down, especially on this platform of you educating people. Oh, I'm from Tuskegee, Alabama. My relatives been here thousands of years. I can prove it. So, the Booker T. Washington, Tuskegee University. We sent people during all that time back when we was rolling. We sent people all internationally, especially Africa, India, because American Negroes, us indigenous folk, and I can show you in the official historical record, we grew and planted some of the best cotton on the planet. Huh?
Can I get a witness?
And you know what? I've been trying 20 years. Hey, you met with my classmate. She's in the government now, but I still love her. The thing about it, we got, you know, they call this area of Alabama, Mississippi, all the way from South Carolina coast almost to the West Coast. The black belt is full of, hey, I hate to use that word black too, but hey, 10 years from now, no, when I get 100 years old, hopefully, hey, nobody be using that black word anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because it's a misnomer, it's incorrect, you know, because as we said, when I was a little boy and I'm a lighter hue. If anybody called anybody black, that was a fight. Huh?
So but how come we don't know this, man? I mean, really? We just take stuff and run with it. What's up with that?
Because controlling our frequencies. Huh?
Yeah.
And let me tell you who was in those fields that I witnessed. Because I share with people because, you know, I pick cotton. I hold cotton. I scrap cotton. I clean cotton. And you say, well, what is he talking about? Huh? We know everybody know pick cotton, huh?
Right.
But do you know what whole cotton means? Huh?
No, after you tell us we will.
I'm telling my age now. Hey, whole cotton, we didn't use no chemicals because we took the hoe and we cleaned the weeds out of just like you would in a garden now. Huh?
Okay.
You didn't put no pesticides down. We pulled it, hey, after it got a little tall, some weeds we naturally knew that was going to come up a certain time in the process of the new year when we plant, for we can have clothing and all the products we have in cotton.
Wow.
So as it grow up, the weeds start growing with it. So you had to clean the weeds out around it. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
So when it's small, when the cotton is small, we can get about 8 inches or so. Some of the weeds come just like if you put a potted plant. You got to pull the weeds out. You following me?
Right.
You prune trees, you know, that kind of stuff, you know?
Yeah.
So now scrap cotton, back then, a lot of these farmers didn't have cotton pickers, and the cotton pickers, they were not very efficient in cleaning the fields of cotton. Huh?
Right.
So as we, again, you say it all the time, and this is a perfect example of how there's, hey, corporate governments all over, all of them in the UN, but that's the best we got, that they paid us after they replaced us with the cotton picker because they have to hear our mouth, huh?
Right.
You follow me? They took us off the land.
Right.
That's even with the logging. I know about pulpwood too. I got some funny stories because every family, a clan, a tribe, whatever. Hey, where we'll see a clan, a family, a clan. The Williams clan.
Right.
Somebody had a pulpwood truck, and if you didn't farm, you had 4-5 pulpwood truck. You was in the logging industry then. You follow me?
So let me ask you this. From when you were a little boy, and I know you travel this country like a ant travels a piece of candy. From when you were a little boy to now, how much of the natural habitat has been chopped down in just Alabama alone?
Well, that's something real close to old Chief Hart. They are cutting down all these wood. It looks like they strategically, and our people are so afraid of the government. They right there and won't even ask them, what are y'all doing? You see a gas company drilling a hole. People are afraid to ask them. You don't know who them people. They could be planting a bomb in your neighborhood. You follow me?
Check.
Just because they got a sticker on the car, the truck. You follow?
Yes.
But anyway, getting back to that, my experience of how we forget. It's just like that ignorant box, the TV program that controlling your frequency. You say they cutting down the rainforest in the Amazon, huh?
Right.
And you send $20 a month, and they cut down your Amazon, and you don't even know. Plus, by them clearing all these trees, what natural process they stopped that's very important to us, and you talk about it all the time. Breathing, oxygen.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yes.
You know, I mean, we can go on, but you know where we are now. I mean, it's been a journey, as you said. We're at the table now where we got people that we got solutions. And we want people to join in that want to, hey, bring something to the table when the time is right. You follow me?
Okay, so tell us a little bit about the Alabama Kitawah.
Well, the Alabama Kitawah, anybody over 60 years old, over my age, over 65, know we Indians. We didn't have no casino then, and then, you know, we know about all the bad stuff, you know, and it wasn't the white people. The white people cannot control us. You got it. They only control us with fear. I'm serious, because there's more of us here in our land, huh?
Check.
So hey, getting back to but I have to say that's a sidebar. But I have to say that with the trees, you know what I'm saying? And I question these officials because as the chief, as somebody, ain't nobody got to. I know that's affecting the environment. That's affecting how I breathe. That's going to affect how generations to come. You follow me?
I follow you.
But you know, people, especially in the South, I'm gonna ask a question that people could. I mean, and our sisters and brothers listening, because I keep it real. I am who I am.
Do it.
How in the hell? It's how do you think white people control all this stuff we doing? These so-called white people? No. No. You know what? Talk about cotton. I think I told you this a decade ago when I met you. You know what a cotton sampler is? Since we talk about cotton.
No, but I know you're going to explain it to us.
All right, I do extensive reading. The self-educating myself. Always have. Always have. I guess that's a little bipolar in me. You know, my mind never, you know, I'm always trying to gain information, and you know,
we all should be doing.
but but a cotton sampler was a slave that when they got the white folks, hey, we grew the cotton and the white folks put it up for sale because we bought the seed. They tricked us off on them again, us again. This is back in the 1900s. I mean, this is all in the historical record. Well, they paid this guy, the cotton sampler, this old brother. I found it in the census, right, in like the 1870. And I saw this, hey, occupation, because I'm scanning thousands and thousands of census documents. I can get myself around because they have some very, and it's all coded. But I found that this guy was a cotton sampler, and he was born, this was the 1870, 1880, and he was born, they estimated, see, they just guessing that he was born in 1820. Right? That's right around the time Alabama became a state. You follow me?
Check.
So what they paid this slave to do when they bought, hey, all the bales of cotton in, before they even gin it, he would tell them, well, this is a good bale of cotton. Guess how much he got for that? The slave.
How much?
5%. 5% of 2,000 bales of cotton in 1880. Do the math. Huh?
Man, I went up to this every October. The Accomacs have a festival down in Virginia, and this past October we went to one of the slave plantations. Dude, slave had a house on the lake. I was like, what the? This a house on the lake.
That's a hell of a.
You know what I'm saying? So some of these things that we're being told by other people isn't what was really happening.
Well, and, you know, they just cooling.
No, but you know, that's why I say one of the things that you say, you read stuff and you get documents, and I say that's what we should all be doing.
Right. Well, I go to the sites. You know, I'm a country boy. I'm not afraid of snakes. I'm not afraid of nothing. But a pretty woman. No, I just anyway, because I'm single. Hey, I don't make no bones about it. I love women. I'm pro woman. That's natural. I ain't gonna get no man no money. For what? Let's keep it real, man. You know, all this old way.
Oh man.
Anyway, getting back to the cotton sample. So this guy got 5% of 2,000 bales. Just go back and look at the historic document. 5%. You don't get less than 1% with a checking account. A right. CD ain't but 1.5 if it's that high. You follow?
Right.
And so what the slave were doing with the money? Why they would give the slave money?
Right.
All that stuff. It's just, hey, distraction and misinformation.
So what Red Chief is saying is this, and this is why doing your genealogy is important. You just can't stop at your grandmother, then jump over to Africa, because you're leaving a whole bunch of information on the table. Do your genealogy on your family. Kids who haven't grown up with their father, find out who he was. You don't know what his grandfather was doing before they moved to the city where you are. All this hating we doing on each other, you need to stop that shit expeditiously. Get with your people, start connecting with them, because you don't know what you have. And stop calling yourself a damn foreigner. Go ahead, Red Chief.
Well, it's just like those historical records. They good information, but you got to, hey, I mean, and it depends on what life experience, what time, how old you are, all these terms we use. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
because I believe, and just a sidebar, we reset every so many centuries. You know, why people get, if we had all this high technology and high science 10,000 years ago, why we just figured out for the last 20 years?
Right.
You follow me?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know, it's so much, but you know, long as, you know, we share information like we doing for somebody, and I'm not that old, you know. Well, if you want to say old, this is what I share with people. Whenever the universe and all this vast and infinite space, time, and all we live in, when it was created, we was all created. Energy never goes away. You follow me?
Right.
It's so much. So unless you can prove, you know, getting back to science too, you know what I'm saying? And some of that stuff is, you know, they'll tell you anything to make money, because that's what it's about too, you know, and we're on the right path by educating each other, sharing, connecting dots, you know, getting together like we doing. And let me say this, because Pat, I hope Pat come on, because he has something to say. But we're gonna all people who claim they indigenous, they aboriginal. I mean, we have some term, you know. Some of us say, "Oh, we aboriginal." Some say we indigenous. It don't make no difference. We human beings. That's where I want to be.
Right. Right. Right.
And I want to do what I was created to do. I'm gonna share this, and then we'll get back on some stuff you asked me. I used to say, I ain't asked to be here. I'm just, hey, dealing with what I got. My mom and dad, hey, they was doing the nasty, and they created me. You follow me?
Right.
So I ain't asked to be here. But as the years, as I look back at the historical data that I have collected, it's it's, I mean, I'm not gonna say it this way. I'll say it this way. How about I asked my mother to use her and come through her womb to finish something I didn't finish in another life? Because we live forward. If collard greens come back every year, why we think we ain't gonna come back? Huh?
So do you think that's part of the part of our teachings, our I don't want to call it religion, but a part of our teachings, our spirit with the spirit and stuff? Do you think that part of our teaching got cut out when we jumped into this Christianity thing?
Well, that's what happened. Because, and I keep it simple again, and there's a lot of theories and there's a lot of evidence, but it's a lot of good first sources that we all in the indigenous community agree on. You follow me?
Yes.
So we are the evidence. We are farmers.
Right.
Primarily. You got to be a farmer. What are you going to eat? We were not hunter-gatherers.
Right. Right.
We had dual roles. Huh?
Kick it.
We weren't no hunter-gatherers.
That's right.
You know, when you met me and I gave you a tour down here, some of the places and what I experienced and what I know, sharing my information because I was here.
So let me share with the audience one thing you showed me. So he was telling me at one time Tuskegee used to be the biggest brick maker in the whole Southeast. And so this is why I say all this whining and shit that we do, you cut that shit out, because we've done shit that's off the hook.
I got an update for you.
Yeah, Tuskegee used to produce bricks and sell them all over the Southeast. And Tuskegee University, they made the bricks themselves to build the school. And we not doing this shit today.
And those buildings are still standing.
Still standing.
And all the ones that the Republican, I ain't gonna drop no salt. Hey, but hey, one of the president, he can just cease on. When he took over in the 80s, when the Republicans took over the presidency, he destroyed 75% of some of the historic buildings on that campus. Do you know Tuskegee University, Tuskegee Institute, Tuskegee Normal School, the School for Colored People, the School of Technology, Tuskegee Technology School? We had that in the 1840s, dude. There's a lot of stuff. These folks lied to try to make money. Let me tell you what happened. The first public telephone system was launched at Tuskegee University, Tuskegee Institute in Alabama before white folks had it. How about that? The power plant, it produced heat, air, produced all the power. It was self-contained. Didn't need Alabama Power, UVT. You didn't need all that. We produce our own.
So let me ask you something, Red Chief. How come we're not doing that today? I mean, we see the state of the world. I mean, like you just saw in Texas, where those people said they were getting $10,000 power bills. How just your everyday use of just energy is checked by somebody else. How come as a group of people we don't see it at all?
Well, and that's another hot spot that I'm addressing today. Well, of course, I have Carrie, I have solar capabilities.
Yeah.
And I intentionally do not pay these people because they on our land. They can tear the doggone building down, but they can't cut the land and move it. So that's a start right there.
Right.
But what I was going to mention earlier, how many white folks how many white folks you see out there say they got in the South, or people, our people that are on the line, they got what kind of property back in the South, in North Carolina, Virginia, Alabama, Mississippi? What kind of land they own?
Farmland, a lot of land.
Right. It's just the green and pretty. They ain't been used. You ain't even got to put no nutrients in it because they ain't been using it, except them white folks.
Right.
I mean, no white coochies. But anyway, no, the reason I say that, you know what air property is, don't you?
Yes.
Why white people don't have air property?
So let me ask you this about the air property. Do you think a lot of air property was lost when a lot of us moved to the cities in the 50s and 60s and 70s?
My brother, that's happening every day. Every day down here, I'm fighting that right now. That instead of selling it to people that like myself and you that claim it indigenous, they sell it to them white coochies for little nothing. They have no connection back home. They don't want to go back home. But see, this is one thing. I think I said this on the last time I spoke with you about the. I hope some of the viewers, some of my brothers and sisters, look up some of this stuff. I know I talk a lot, but anyway, write it down and look it up. The New Madrid earthquake, right?
Right.
When it turned the Mississippi River all the way up and down what we call, North America, turning backwards, killed millions of. They don't know. They didn't have no records like that. You follow me?
Right.
And Tacoma, he protected because his brother, there's so much stuff like that. Because he was a medicine man. And the elders told him, they knew when the damn comet was coming, and shit happened when the comet come. You follow me?
Right.
And he came down here. Our people up there came down here. I took you to the place. Remember, I took you to the council place in Tuskegee.
Yes.
Took you to the mound.
Yeah.
He came down here because his mother was Creek or Muskogean. That's a confederation, a whole lot of people. It's a whole lot of stuff. And he came down here and told our chief, Big Warrior, hey, these white folks finna wipe, these white coochies finna wipe us out. But they had fell in the bed with them. They wanted white women.
Right.
And you get all these color people.
Right.
And you got people now. See, people don't like to talk about that. You got people now that's Negroes and past, because white is just a status. It's all a social
social construct.
We teaching that right now. I teach that. Look at the record.
Yes.
IRS. If you look at, I'm just gonna throw some seeds out there. It's right there. When I met you over a decade ago, you say connect. We say what? Connecting the dots. You know when you give someone some information, and you can see them. Hey, they mind light up. Their head light up.
Right.
So everyone should know what a W-4 form is. W-2, W-4, W-9. Now we got any business people on here that, hey, they ought to know those three, hey, IRS documents. If you got a job and you work, hey, you're gonna do all three of those. Or if you have your own business, you're gonna do, hey, you either gonna be the employer, the employee. W-2 form, you know what that is, you get your tax reform. But we don't know what it really is. See, that's what they want you to know. Why they cheat you. The W-4 form, you can look up the W-4 form right now and read the fine print, and you see that it's volunteer, that you tell them how much taxes you take out your check. If you don't report no taxes, what are you gonna pay for? Then they tell you right there, it's volunteer.
You think we're just operating under a cloud of fear or an umbrella of fear?
We operate in a cloud of fear because I went to a gun show, and next time we're gonna have one. I'm gonna sponsor one. And you say, oh, what are we gonna have a gun show for?
Right.
Because we need to teach our young men how to properly defend themselves. And getting back to the Great Madrid, the Madrid earthquake. See, we can plan, have a strategy, or because you know what I believe in. I believe in being prepared. I don't believe in the hurricane come and get the cry. Oh Lord, hey, help me. No, you better have some plans, before it comes.
So let me ask you this, because I just read this tonight that the governor of Alabama is issuing, it's a warning because some bad weather is supposed to be coming through the whole state tomorrow night. As indigenous people, are we prepared like that? Are we prepared to make things happen for us just in case something happened? We just seen what happened down in Houston with the people down there. They weren't prepared because they just waiting for Jesus and all this other stuff. As indigenous people,
no, they're not prepared. They not. They not.
So will that be talked about this weekend at the New Year celebration?
Right. Well, I mean, yeah. You'll get the chance to talk to some of the members of Alabama Kitawah across the state. That one brother, when I met him, and he was like, well, they have their own tribe, but they in the state, and we connected.
Yes.
And he was like, they had, when we was having just like not take the vaccination, we were having all the Zoom meetings, and right. Conscious people. I ain't taking no shot. I took enough from them 30 years in the military. That's probably why I'm living. They gave me something they didn't know it was gonna help me. Right. But anyway, you know, and he was saying, Chief, what kind of plans you got? Actually, he did a Zoom for some of my chiefs, you know, and he bought this out. He said, well, Chief, we have black backup road plans. They in North Alabama where you are. That would take them all the way to safety, to coast. They didn't already plan their routes. Huh?
Right.
You got me? They already got their food prepared.
Right.
Matter of fact, every time I leave home every day, you know all the stuff I carry with me. When I leave out my house going, I'm prepared, hey, for a major anything. I can survive what I have in my car for 2-3 days until, you know, if I survive. You follow me?
Yes.
That's just, you know, we always were prepared. What the smokehouse was about, you know, canning food. People talk about they hungry. Give me a damn break. Huh?
Right.
Do you know how many wild fruits right in my backyard?
Right.
Plums, figs coming, plum. But you know what the state do? You know what this corporate government do?
What?
They spray and kill it because they don't want you to eat the stuff that's good for you.
And you voting for them.
Yeah, talking about Democrat, Republic, they always been the same. You remember when we traveled down to Florida to get, hey, what's that? And I got to get some. That's growing in Fort Lauderdale. It's everywhere.
Moringa.
Moringa. You remember we was at that brother house? We'll share. We ain't gonna get no detail. This was a few years ago. You remember we was in my van, and hey, we was on top of the van, and me, you and Stephanie, we were cutting them stalks down.
Right.
And the tree she took us to, I mean, it was full of moringa. You remember?
Yeah.
And we were, hey, had a machete, and hey, we so this just so happened, I don't know if Stephanie knew it at the time, but that guy that when she took us to that hey tree that had all that good moringa on, you know, it was a trap house. You remember?
Yes.
And because I kept noticing, you know, I'm retired law enforcement. I'm always watching. So I kept seeing all these different kind of nationalities, these colored people, white, black, brown, going into this house. I said, oh, okay. Yeah, it's a trap house. You know, he got the good stuff. So right. You remember he came out there and offered us he asked us what we were doing.
Yes.
He said, why y'all cutting them weeds and them limbs out the tree?
Right.
And you told him, Stephanie told him, we all kind of joined in and say, hey man, this medicine, this heal you.
Right.
And next thing we knew, he went in there and got it loud. It helped us out.
Helped us out.
Probably drinking moringa tea right now.
Right.
And what happened a few years later? What did Stephanie report to us? The city of Fort Lauderdale was going around killing all of it, removing it.
So you see how they cut down your environment and they got you and you don't even, and you up here sounding like American King. Dude, we ain't here to argue. We ain't here to be nothing but trying to help each other. Dude, the bullshit gotta stop, dude. We ain't oppressed. We not black. We not losers. We winning. And see, you don't even want to help us win because you're moaning about oppression. We don't need, dude. We don't need it. Let me ask you something.
That damn feelings, emotion. I feel that ain't right. I don't about to get what you feel. You ain't doing nothing. Hey.
Right. Let me ask you something, Chief. That we're talking about Tuskegee. You know, how they built the school, how they built, how they, had the ingenuity to make the bricks and everything. Since we're talking about Tuskegee, let's bring in this COVID thing that's going on. Because one of the things that's always compared to this COVID crisis is the Tuskegee experiment. And that's why a lot of indigenous people are leery about taking the vaccine. Could you talk on that?
Yes, because I'm living it. Because let me share something that most people don't know. What's the SEAL's founder name? Rosenwald. Julius Rosenwald, the founder of SEALs. Where SEALs were founded, he kind of brought it to a prominence, you know, back then. You all heard that name before?
Yeah. I mean,
his cooperation with the United States Health Department, Health Service back then, he initially started the syphilis. It's there in the document. He funded the first giving our people down here syphilis.
right.
And he said it, they used it under the skies with the United States government corporation is saying, and this is in writing. You can go and read the documents. I'm not going to say nothing I can't prove.
I hear you.
He says, in agreement with the corporation government to better treat the Negroes for syphilis because they don't want an outbreak of syphilis, and the farming and the Negro health will go down, and that'll build security to the food and the agriculture for the whole goddamn country, their imaginary country. That's in writing. You got me?
Yeah.
He started it. Then I went to Tuskegee. I worked at Tuskegee. I grew up there. I smoked weed up there when I was 12 years old. I took acid when I was 14, Orange Sunshine, because we was an international community. The educational level here, I know it's their education, but I wasn't taught nothing about Africa. I went to an all predominantly indigenous school. I didn't have we had one white teacher. She taught French. We had one white student the whole my whole high school experience. I didn't know nothing about white people, just seeing them around.
So what do you think about that story all the time that you hear that we're only 13% of the population?
That's a damn lie, because I took statistics. I was getting another master's degree, and I was getting a master's degree, and the shit going on, and the stuff going on now, epidemiology, public health investigator. I went a year before I got real sick and had to take control after I come out that Christianity and got all big and damn near trying to drag them Negroes to doggone Jesus almost. But no, it is what it is. That's why people don't like for me to say it. But I told them they can call down Tuskegee, University, College, as far as I'm concerned, ain't nothing but a federal pass through. All the vet students now, majority, Wakuchas. It is what it is. So how do you stop it? And this is just my opinion. Mother Nature, she has to final call on this. If people don't know how, if right now, look at all this crazy weather. Let me share something. I was in the military. I know about Agent Orange. I get a disability for it. I sprayed it over there, all that good stuff. Ain't no honor in that stuff. I get my little check, but it ain't enough. But all that was about manipulating the atmosphere, napalm. They wanted to see how it affect people, how it affect the landscape, and how it affect the weather. Good God Almighty. We just so dumb, but we don't want to, but you remember we used to say, sometimes we have to move out the way. Us indigenous people, we stop Mother Earth from cleaning itself, or people, huh? You follow me? But as you said on the show, and you told, our brothers and sisters that are living, this thing is going in our favor so fast while everybody been crying, talking about, well, let me get back to the syphilis thing. We do not say here in Tuskegee that it's a Tuskegee syphilis. We put it where it belongs. The United States Health Service.
Check.
It's not Tuskegee. And you know, hey, but you know, it is what it is. Now, this corona. And we have our politicians and the leaders and credit all gone. Take it, hey. We know about, hey, the stubborn gonna take the shot. If you ain't sick, why you gonna take the shot? Now I know, hey, Chief Acrobat, she's a nurse. Let's get down to some medicine. You want to see, hey, I still have my shot records of 30 years. Ain't no telling what the folk put in us. Huh? That's why they give us a little disability, which ain't nothing. But they sent us to climate. But let me tell y'all, Negroes, something about us. Look in the records. Go to the public health, the same, hey, and you will see that we're immune to a lot of these diseases that these other people have. Huh? You know why I know? Because I served in several. I was in Southeast Asia, Southwest Asia, Southeast Asia, Iraq, Iran, and all the Steins. And who are those people? Hey, go back 200 years. What do they look like? Huh? It's like for some of the older, the French Vietnamese. I just pick out in Vietnamese. When the French, hey, they was there before we went over there. They went over there trying to colonize, but I participated. But I saw the light. And you got these, hey, people look like white people and Asians. You know what I'm saying? They always, hey, conducting experiments. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But that's just the color of this, hey, a water body. This body ain't gonna last. It wasn't made to last. It was made to last longer than we do it now. Hell, I'm not worried about no doggone corona. I'm worried about diabetes, dude. Because that's what, hey, what killed my people, because I witnessed it. They get the sugar, huh? And they start cutting limbs off. I watched my people. I watched my great aunt. She picked out her foot when she was 80, and she was dead by 87 because she wanted to, hey, doctor on herself. But that's fine. She has the right to do that. You got me? So you have the right. So this thing about they so worried about you dying. The government worried about trying to save your life. Really? I mean, people just say, you know, but we're waking up. And we woke and we got solutions. And we're going to celebrate this weekend. And I asked I think we're asking all, hey, North American, South American, Central American Indians, because we're in touch with our brothers all over and sisters all over this planet. Because this is a planet fixing thing. You follow me? Right as we having this show now in Africa, well, Africa too. Because they go that, you know what this brother from Haiti told me? And he woke up because he thought he was an African. Huh? And he told me, he said, you know what, Chief? You know how they had an accent. He said, you know what the Africans say about African Americans? They learn to be better Africans from African Americans. I say, what? Now ain't that something, huh?
Ain't that cute?
I mean, you know, that's you know, but anyway, getting back, we're asking Sunday. I think we all around all the people I'm connected to, all the tribes, you know, in my travels and our people. At 11 o'clock Sunday, I guess it'll be, and here we get in that time, but we still breathing and talking at the same. All right, my clock say 9:11, right?
Yeah.
And some of you all in the Eastern time, automatically that atomic time, Y'all an hour ahead or an hour behind, 2 hours. But we still breathing in that same experience, this time continuum. You know what I'm saying? So we just asking Sunday morning that all our people give honor to the ancestors, give thanks, and ask for and manifest good crops, new beginning, new relationships, everything anew. You follow me, Karen?
Get rid of that old stuff in your closet that don't help make you grow.
Right. If you got like I used to preach it, if you're going in the wrong direction, simply change direction. Huh? If you know you're doing the same thing, the shit ain't working, and make a change. But you got to find that. Huh? But you know, I'm not, I mean, we have that's what, yeah, Sister Carter said, yeah, spring cleaning. The new cleaning, the cleaning of your, because our diet's gonna change, especially here in the South Alabama. It get hot. You can't eat a whole lot of meat. I don't eat a lot of meat anyway, because I'm getting too old to digest it. Huh? And I always just ate chicken and fish. You know, I didn't like you know, the steak and medium raw, eating blood. No, that you know, we love our stuff.
You eat dog and cat like everybody else in them Asian restaurants. Stop playing.
Hey, dude, you remember I've been to South, I've been to all the Morans. I ate monkey meat, dog meat, cat. Hey, I ate rabbit, squirrel, possum. You know, but hey, meat, you know, as you get older, you know, it's hard to digest that stuff. And plus, you're gonna meet Carrie, you're gonna meet some people, you're gonna meet my vegetarian chefs, man. They throw down. Wow. So we'll have, you know, but we will soon be having an event open to the public once we're working on some real big down here it's gonna hey rebound all across our land and show our people you don't need their permission. What you're gonna die anyway? What are you afraid of? Huh?
Right.
But see, that's go in all these philosophies about dying and you know, it's just like all these Christian doctrines. You know that you know the Catholic Church. They you know they part of that stuff. You know, I've been there. I've been to Africa. I've been to Jerusalem. I've been to all these places. Huh?
Right.
And it's all a tourist trap. It's all about money. Huh?
Right.
That's what all these wars about. Oil. That's what I got pissed off the first of Iraq. I said, damn, man, I go there and risk my life and the gas price went up to $5. What kind of shit is that? Right? But then you know, I'm old enough to know when gas called 20 cents a gallon. And that was hot test. Because wasn't no lead. They only started putting lead in gas and gasoline for commercial use and you know for drivers. But let me remind people, it is what it is. 5 years, you're gonna have to pay to drive your car. Huh?
Right.
No, that's coming, man.
Yeah.
Because hey, all the cars are gonna be talking to each other. They can travel more safely and go at a higher speed rate and more efficiency than dumb human beings. That you got to watch they put the signal on. You got to watch if they stopping in the middle of the road. If they throwing up, if they on the cell phone. You follow me?
Right.
And that's the thing. I was watching y'all might have missed somebody mentioned say, well, why the United States ain't got no fast rail? Huh? One thing, the reason they ain't got all this infrastructure because they broke. They in bankruptcy. The government is bankruptcy. Huh?
Yes.
And people say, oh, what it be? We got money. You got paper.
Right.
You got fiat. It ain't worth hey. Well, it's worth what the military put fee in you that you better not say nothing. You better do what they say.
Right.
Let me share something with you. This is a success story. We purchased land down here, which I would not be purchasing no more land because the land is ours. I know the procedure to go through, but you know my mantra, Karen. We not going. What are you gonna get all this land if you don't have the hands to develop it, to raise crop, to build?
Right.
See, we have people in our nation right now that know how to put up houses, know how to do the whole gamut. We're gonna take our own trees, not cut them down to make paper receipts at Walmart and all this other rick-rack stuff. No, I'm serious.
No, man, I hear you.
And we're gonna take our trees and we're gonna build houses. And we're gonna take the latest clean technology, drop them in these waters, create our own energy, use panels. It's out there. So what you think these people gonna do that for you? No, they just gonna suck the blood out. And unfortunately, I've been with a lot of organizations, always just a few of us like us, but there's more of us. Oh, look at your following. I think when I met you, you had a following like 5,000, 7,000. What you got now? 50,000, a million, whatever, huh?
Mm-hmm.
About people, resharing it and stuff. See, people don't understand that about. You might see YouTube platform saying that you got 200,000 hits, right?
Right.
But that same video is on another platform and it's getting hits and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Jack.
It's connecting people, the knowledge, the light. We the light people.
That's right.
I remember my first time I went to Israel, and they took us up there on Mount where the light people were. You know what I'm saying? And then they got this thing. You go up on this big ski lift, and then you can see down there where you still see the remains of the Romans. Well, let me tell you who them Romans was, huh? It's a place. When I first went to Europe in the military, I went to Spangdahlem Air Force Base. It's in Trier, Germany, the south part of Germany, right next to Luxembourg. And they put us in this hotel. This is probably in the late 70s. They put us in this hotel called the Porto de Negro, huh?
Mm-hmm.
It was, it's still there. It's a major attraction. It's an 11th century Roman fort named Port de Negro. That's all I'm gonna say. All right. Look it up. And as I look back, because when I went back, I went a few times part of Germany, TDY and stuff. But when I went back for the second Iraq War, I helped. I did some time before the war officially started in 2003. I was over there, but I was just trying to get my time because I knew I was going to be doing this, and I wanted my retirement so I won't be tied down to the plantation job. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I did some time, brought my wife over, took her down to Paris, and because I was a senior NCO, had a gas card, I can't take back for the people I helped kill. You know what I'm saying? Help destroy whatever.
Do you think that weighs on a lot of brothers who are out here roaming the streets, lost? How much is that? How much of that do you think that weighs on them?
It weighs a lot because people feel guilty. That ain't gonna solve nothing. It's like my grandmama used to say, a rocking chair, worrying is like a good rocking chair. You can get in that rocking chair and rock, it feels so good, but guess what? You ain't moving a goddamn inch. Yourself back and forth.
Right.
You follow me?
Right.
So but what because all this, what your platform, it's all about educating. Yeah. It's all about we coming together, the ones that want to come together. You have that human right. You follow me? You have that human right but you let fear. I mean, you remember when we had our gathering years ago, and my niece, I'm gonna find that video, and she jumped up. You know, when you challenged about Christianity, she jumped up, and I was trying to intervene for her because I know you was finna cut her down, huh?
Uh-huh.
And she jumped up and pointed at me. I rebuke you, Uncle Ronnie, in the name of Jesus. Boy, we all broke out of laughter. But she conscious now. You know what
You played her back the video?
I'm gonna find that video. I got it somewhere. You know, I got all that footage somewhere.
Well,
Yeah.
Red Chief, we coming to the end, man. So
Oh,
close it out. So close it out for me.
all right. We will be having some now. We will be having an event soon. What we having this weekend is just for family and nation members across Alabama that some of our other people who joined the nation hadn't met. It's a big homecoming in Alabama. So we're excited about it, and I told them everybody the lines of pretty much it's going to be a little summit for the chiefs and the people because it's time to plant. We got tractors, we got the stuff. Now it is who's going to do what and who is going to hold them responsible. Which I'm gonna hold them responsible if they step up and say they want to do it. You follow me?
Check.
And like making shoes, making furniture. We have all those people. And I got a lot of elders older than me, and you know, they say things like, you know, when I met them, they were like, I was like, well, what do y'all do for health insurance? You know, because I know they are herbalists and they some eat a little meat, some don't eat, you know. And this 90-year-old, one of my 90-year-old chiefs, Chief Bunny from New York, he grew up in New York all his life and came down. He just like everything else, coming back from his people are from Mississippi. You follow me?
Right.
But he got caught in the migration and he was in the military like us, and he retired from the post office. And he said something profound to me when I met him a few years ago. And we was talking about health insurance. And I said, well, do y'all use health insurance? Do you have this health insurance? And he looked at me. He said, Chief, I've been eating properly for 40 years. He said, why do we need hospitals? If people just eat the right food and treat their body like a temple, you wouldn't need to go to the hospital. And I can attest to that.
Yeah.
I did not go to the hospital. Well, I went to the hospital when I was 11 years old. One of the Commodores, my cousin, we were swimming in his grandma's pond down there in Shorter, down near the casino. And I stuck my foot on a rusted nail down in that muddy pond, and I swole up, got toxic, and they took me to the hospital on campus. We had our own hospital, John Andrew, the first Negro hospital of that modern technology. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And the reason, let me add, I'm not saying other places not special, because they are. Detroit, New York, Philly, they all have their significance. Huh? Virginia, Washington, D.C., West Virginia, because guess what? In my genealogy on my daddy's side, my great grandmother, she reported that her mother came from Virginia. Well, she had to be born around 1790. So what was Virginia? What area were they calling Virginia? You got me? And you know what was Alabama? Like we say, if you find your people before these places was incorporated or took statehood, well, who were those people? They were stateless people. You know what a stateless person is?
This is very, very, very important.
A stateless person is African Americans when you hold that United States ID card. When you volunteer for they mess and you don't know what you're doing. as I say, I read a lot, especially the census. If I say I specialize in something, I'll say the census. Anybody got to tell me what I'm special in. But they clearly say about who owned the farms. Huh? And when you go down, because the census has different schedules, they wrote down everything. They're a corporation. They're not a country. They're a corporation. They have to write it down because they have to answer to people in other places. So I can show you documents, and anyone that know how to maneuver, like familysearch.org, which is owned by Ancestry, that's the free. You can get all this information free, but you have to get Ancestry because they put certain stuff in there they want you to get money out your pocket. You know what I'm saying? But I take the 1880 census of my people here on my mother's side. Now they say they were USA citizens, but they could not read and write, and half of them, they had a check mark. They couldn't speak English. So what are they were speaking? Huh? But getting back to stateless, it's stateless. When you're in a corporation, you stateless to them. You don't own property. You think you own that property? Well, I'm here to tell you. I didn't mean to go here. You don't own that property. Fee, simple fee. Break down the etymology, compound words, break down the compound words. Look what fee mean. It equates to feudal, the king on everything, the king and queen. If you pay your mortgage off on your house and you don't have a deferment on your property taxes, what the white folk gonna do? Huh?
He gonna take your shit.
Because you was in there, well, I don't want to get no percent, but you was in the courtroom with me at one period, and I didn't know what I was doing, right?
Right.
But guess what? Old Chief know now.
That's all you have to do is learn. That's the cool thing about life.
But you can't be scared.
Right.
Once you protest, when you protest against their system, you can't go back and say, oh, well, I don't want to be no Indian. I don't want to do that.
Right.
They're going to shoot you right between the eye. Right. Or they're going to use you to snitch just like all they did on all the other, our past leaders when they became conscious and they whacked them. It is what it is.
Right.
But you know what I want to share, then we're going to close. Thank you for inviting me. Because I was about tired. We got some good stuff going on, and we preparating, and it's raining, and our tractors and stuff is stuck in the field. But we're going to be all right this weekend. But you know how they always say, they said it today, well, Russia got a plan for 2049. Huh?
Right.
And I would say, I would used to say, who the hell cares about 2049? I ain't going to be living in no 24. I didn't even know I was going to be living in 2021 at one point in my life. Huh?
Right.
But that goes to show you there's something wrong when they keep saying what's going to happen in 30, 40. So what are they telling you for if you're not going to experience it? Simple questions you ask yourself. If it don't make sense, there's something wrong. Am I right or wrong?
You absolutely right.
But it is what it is, and but why everybody, why a lot of our people cry, we love to cry, but we got some sisters and brothers, young and old, that's waking up, and they get it, and they ain't some of them just like did stuff for this government, and we didn't know what we was doing. I wouldn't say we didn't know what we were doing. When it's like you, Carrie. Go back when your daughters, because I met your daughter, I met your family. When you was a young man trying to take care of your daughters, going and doing the things that you thought it was right to help what people you helped create. You follow me?
Right.
And some people, it's like me. I always read. And because my mind always racing, I always have to be doing something. You know what I'm saying? So especially that age between 21 and 40. But you remember when we came up, we couldn't go on Google and do a good 12-hour search and kind of confirm some information. Even to get my head around it back in the 60s and 70s, I had to read 20 books on one subject. Huh?
Right.
And I still love about books. I still reading about books. You know, everywhere I go in my car truck, I got books. I want to educate for here. Give them away. Huh?
That's right.
That's what they do with the Bible. You can get a Bible from anywhere.
No, thank you.
Lord and Jesus. But the thing about that Bible, they're talking about us because you know the English language is a romancing of different languages to keep you confused and put you on a spell. It is what it is, huh?
And that's exactly what it is.
And that's what we're going to talk about this weekend too. And you heard me say it before, and I say it publicly when I speak or somebody invite me on the show like you do. We need to stop speaking English in public. We need to learn the language. Whatever when they got over here, we got records. It was at least 2,500 operating nations, community, tribes that had different dialects. If you go to real South Alabama, they might put hammocks in their green, huh?
Right.
You go to North Alabama, they might put turkey necks in their green.
Right.
There's always something distinct. You know what I'm saying?
And that's your history. That's your heritage. But you don't want that. You just want to saunter off to Africa somewhere and do your thing over there.
But Chinese on Africa, I ain't gonna stop.
Man,
Brother, I know we run out of time, and I thank you. You know what's happening, and I ask people, hey, just to, I can remember I came back from Iraq and I got married, and I bought my wife a new house up there and all that good stuff, and in these subdivisions, you went the house. I'm gonna get that house back too. You know, when you met me, I put vegetables out. I didn't want no flowers. I say, well, baby, we having all these hurricanes. I'm gonna plant some food. Boy, my ex-wife got. What are you putting the peppers and all? What are you putting the vegetables? I said, baby, if all these tornadoes and hurricanes and we need some food. Boy, she got mad as hell with me not putting the regular flowers out there. Oh my God. But anyway, it's going to be all right. And Chief Agri Lisa, in October, I plan on be up there visiting you. So hey, just let them know, Karen. I can't forget when y'all this summer when y'all was on the mountain last year. And she was up there chanting and smoking that cigar. You feel? I said, look at the ancestral road. Because I do the same thing. Huh?
Well, cool.
We all doing it across our lands. Calling on that huh?
Calling on the steps that got you here.
Right. Because guess what? I would say probably, 2 generations now, if I were to transition to go to my new life, somewhere down the line, you're gonna come back because as I get older now, these my great nieces and nephews and I see them in my ancestors that I met when I was a little boy, and they coming back as young people.
Right. Yes.
And that scares these Christians. You know what?
You know what? We're going to have to do a program on that because that's very important, and that's something that we never think about.
Yeah, I mean, you know how I am about. I have an aunt over in Tallis, and my other aunts they don't like her that much because she tell the truth. She's like, tell them children who their daddy is, huh? No, and we were staying because that's what happened. I live there.
Right.
If my family staying is my daddy got a bunch of boys and your daddy got a bunch, mom and daddy got a bunch of girls, guess what's gonna happen?
Right.
When you mix little boys and girls, you create nations. All right.
That's right.
So that's natural. That's how we reap. That's the number one purpose we here.
Right.
To reproduce ourselves.
Right.
Because what's the use of having food if there's nobody to feed?
Ooh.
Shit. This ain't rocket science.
Right.
Oh, I gotta have some medicine because I'm blocked out. But anyway, no, let's keep it real because I be on formats, Zoom, and formats like yours, and it goes over, because we talking some good stuff. We bringing it out because we got to deal with it and move forward, huh?
That's right.
And get them goddamn feelings out of it.
Get out your feelings. So look, Red Chief, I want to tell you, thank you for joining us tonight. Thank
All right,
you for bringing us and telling us about your event this weekend. Can you tell us about that one more time?
Well, we asking. It's a private. I mean, it's invitation only at this point, But we got people coming, and we're gonna have something in. Once we pull the first crops out, we will give thanks to Mother Nature and our ancestors and the universe and the great mystery creator. Not a man. As I say, I'm pro-woman. I came out of my mama. She had me. I came out the big V, and I'm always trying to go back up through the Stargate. It is what it is. There's nothing wrong with that. Huh?
So you're absolutely right.
So, and I earned that. I'm a young elder, but I don't mean no harm. I'm just keeping it real.
Right. So thank you, brother, for joining us tonight.
Thank you, brother.
Spreading some intellect with us, getting us off that dumb shit. But one of the things I wanted him to let you know is this is the new year, y'all.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Get out of all that old, I can't win, I'm a loser thinking. Get out of all them fake hairstyles. Stop wearing baseball caps. Get into you. Get into who you are. Stop following other people. Stop being influenced by other people. You were put here for a reason. Can we see what it is? Can we see what it is? Do we have to keep following, trying to pretend to be somebody else that was written about? Just simply be you. Hey, we'll see you later on in the week. Everybody have a good night. Peace.
Peace.